So what are the challenges and rewards of being your own boss, working for yourself, and no longer working 9 to 5? So the best thing about stop working 9 to 5 and working for yourself is that you can set your own hours, you can work whenever you want, and you can do whatever you like at your time. Now, I have been doing this already for 5 years. Yes, it has been this long since I quit 9 to 5 and I started working for myself. And I want to talk about my personal experience and if you are ready to take the challenge and start doing this yourself, what's going to happen to you and if you're cut off to do this by yourself. So the challenges are pretty simple here. You gotta manage your own self, manage your own hours. You gotta know when to start working and when to actually stop, when to take a vacation and when to keep on working, and how much money do you actually need. Because the problem with this, the whole mindset here, is that it's not only mindset, it is also a lifestyle choice as well. And the whole issue here comes down to the following. You don't know when you're gonna get paid. Every single month is brand new. In fact, every single day is just a brand new challenge. You don't know how much you're going to be making tomorrow. You don't know how much you're making at the end of the year. You don't know how much you're going to be making at all. So you are not actually getting a set amount of money. That being said, it's a lot about how much you put into this business that you get out of it. So if I decide to work 80 plus hours, I'm definitely going to get way more money than I get working 8 hours a day or a month or a year. So it's really up to you to decide how much you want to take this seriously, how much you're going to be taking this full time, and how much effort and money you want to invest in this business. Yes, you have to invest in yourself here as well, and invest money in here too. So this is not something you just go in there and think, hey, I'm gonna be making just money and not investing anything. You have to invest in a lot of equipment, a lot of supplies, a lot of things that you never actually thought before, including I have to create, and I have to create my own home office, buy a brand new desk, buy a more comfortable chair, buy a better laptop computer, and then of course packaging, eBay, and stuff like that. So because I work multiple kind of jobs, I have to have multiple kind of income sources as well. This is something for you to understand here. You're not going to get income from just one specific source. In fact, I have around 10 multiple streams of income that I'm doing simultaneously. Now, for you to make it more simple and more productive and make more money, you're definitely going to be focusing on the streams that make you the most money, and then stay away from the streams that waste you the most time and get you the least amount of cash. So over time, I have been specifically doing exactly that. I'm staying away from anything that actually is too much work and I get too little pay. On the other hand, if I get a lot of money for more work, it doesn't matter. The more money I get, the more I delegate my services to that specific task. So staying on task is definitely big here. Working for yourself, you have to constantly self-motivate yourself to keep working. So that's another big thing here, because a lot of you are probably not really motivated to work for yourself. And this is big. If you not don't have an ability to self-motivate yourself and to keep going even when it gets super hard and you're not getting much money, this is not the right field for you. So if you can't boss yourself, this is definitely not for you. If you think that you can actually go ahead and do nothing, you will probably make nothing as well. And a lot of it has to do with your mindset. You have to believe you're going to be making it and making big money, because otherwise you're not going to get anywhere. If you are in the mindset of you're not going to make it, you definitely are not, because you're not going to be trying, you're not going to be doing what you have to and required to do for you to make the big bucks in this business. So how much hours do I put into this? Well, specifically, it all varies and depends on the season and the time. Seasonality wise, around Christmas and New Year's time, this is where I get a lot of actual inventory, a lot of work. And Thanksgiving is where it all starts, it ends all around somewhere in April. That's where bulk of my money comes from, and this has to do a lot with packaging. Because I do eBay and I do Etsy, because I sell products online as well, those occupy a lot of my time during that specific time of the year. On the other hand, there is different time of the year where I do mostly product sourcing, where I locate products that are much cheaper and I try to find them. This includes, especially in the summertime, where I go on garage sales and I try to find the biggest and the best bargains, especially for my antiques and collectibles business. Some of those items take months, if not years, for me to sell at exponentially higher prices. So to get the best prices for some kind of a business such as antiques and collectibles, it takes you a lot more time, but it is worth it at the end. Versus something such as Udemy or eBay, it takes a lot faster for me to sell. And antiques and collectibles also has to do with eBay, but there is different kind of businesses within a sub-business in itself. So eBay itself has different kind of sub-businesses in it. Antiques and collectibles, wholesaling, drop shipping, all of it all combined. You're selling other people's property, you're selling your own stuff, you're selling for somebody else, you're doing consignment selling. Everything else that you are doing is to generate an income so you can live the lifestyle that you actually desire and want. You want a brand new car? Well, you have to work extra hard. You want a better house? You want to get those expensive toys for yourself? Well, you have to work. So this is all, and a lot of challenges comes with that because you don't know when to stop. You don't know how much work you have to keep going. You have to take a vacation, you have to take a break. You can't just sit and work and not enjoy it as well. So that's one of the other challenges that I have with this specific job. Another thing about this is that the jobs themselves change and the requirements for them change as well. Like eBay in itself evolves constantly. Udemy evolves as well. And some of those jobs start in a certain way and then the income fluctuates totally. It goes from a lot of money and then it drops. So Fiverr, for that example, I mean, it used to make me a lot of money sometimes like $500 a month. Right now it's like $10 a month. And it all has to do with how high you're ranked on that specific site. And every one of those sites is totally different. So specifically, when you're working for yourself, you're really working as somebody who is trying to find a lot of different jobs. So instead of working just one specific job, a lot of people do, 9 to 5, you just work one job. When you work for yourself, you're really working multiple jobs, but you're still working. And working many different kind of jobs all combined is going to make you almost as much or even more money than working 9 to 5. The big difference, you might say, like, why would you even bother working so many different jobs when you can just work 9 to 5 and do just simple. People tell you what to do, you get a set income. Well, there's no challenges in that. You're not doing anything that you actually like. Over here, I created my own business. I work my own hours. I do whatever I like. Nobody tells me when I have to show up to work. My work is like next door to me. In fact, 3 steps from my bedroom. And of course, I don't have to pay too much money for commuting. The only commuting I have to do is go to the post office, find actually products that I want to sell. But this is all fun and interesting. On the other hand, working 9 to 5 for someone else's company is one thing that you work for them one day, another day they fire you. And everything you worked for is all gone. All this stuff you did is almost disappears overnight. All this effort was all for nothing. And when you work for yourself, you're building your own business. And that's what I actually focus on. Building my brand, building my business. And eventually the hope is it gets big enough that I don't have to work 9 to 5 anymore. In fact, I'm not working 9 to 5. I'm saying I don't have to work, period, at all. I will have to almost work less and less every single month. And I have been doing this since I started working over here, which is for yourself, being an entrepreneur. It has got easier and easier, and the less time I have to put into this to make the same amount of money. So for that example, what I'm actually trying to tell you is that when you're just getting started, being your own boss and working for yourself, you're going to be putting huge amount of hours, like 60 plus hours maybe a week, to get to the goal of eventually putting 6 hours a week and getting the same amount of money. So over time, in 5 years, I noticed my income going up. The work I have to put is actually much lower to get the same amount of cash. The great thing about working for yourself is exactly that. As you're building your own brand, the more higher you go up the food scale, the more money you're going to be making doing a lot less work, and you have a lot more free time as well. So you get to relax, you get to do what you love, and you get paid. What is not to love about being an entrepreneur and working for yourself?